I've got about 30 seconds left to say it. Good morning, everybody. By the time I finish my quick introduction, I can say good afternoon, everybody. Well, thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll get started right now at 12, just because I know there's some other events today and a presentation coming up 12:30 or so. I know some of y'all are interested in getting to. So I wanted to just make the announcement real quick about today's presentation. Today's presentation is being recorded. That way, any of us, myself included, can go back and watch today's presentation again. And any of the residents that aren't able to attend today can go back and look at today's presentation online again to see what we talk about today. So let's get into it. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Brian Byers. I work with several departments here at Horizon House, and the Associate Director of Operations is my role. Some of y'all might have been in the shuttle van with me. Many of y'all have potentially been in the van to the grocery store with me, but we're talking about transportation today, an area that's always changing around. So we want to provide a few opportunities this week to learn more about the transportation that we provide here, as well as today, one of the items that Seattle is very good at educating us about is different commuting options from our two guests today. We have Elizabeth here and Anna here from Commute Seattle that are going to have a presentation today about some of the ways that Seattle helps its citizens and residents of Seattle get around town. This is just some information for you all to learn and an ability to learn about something you might not know about that we have here at Seattle. So I will not take up too much more time, as I know we're kind of tight for time today. I'll hand it over to Elizabeth and Anna about Commute Seattle options in the city of Seattle.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. I'm Elizabeth. I am one of the transportation specialists at Commute Seattle. We're really excited to be here with you to talk about just all different ways that you can get around and maybe some interesting things that you might not know about our transit systems and how you can pay for them, and the options that are specifically open for seniors. So Commute Seattle is a nonprofit. We actually walked here. We're just like a half mile away over in downtown. And we work with all types of organizations and businesses to make sure that everyone knows what all of their transportation options are. We know that the best option for you specifically is going to be different no matter what, but we want to make sure everyone knows everything that they can be doing, and whether that's walking, taking the bus, taking a shuttle, driving, whatever those options are, we want to make sure they're available to you. So we're going to go through today just a little bit of information about transit options and ORCA cards as well. And my colleague Anna is really going to talk through that. She's our transit expert on our team. But we're also going to have a lot of opportunity for you all to ask questions at the end. We want this to be a conversation and to be as helpful for you as possible. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Anna, and she's just going to talk through all the transportation options that are available specifically from Horizon House.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna. I'm going to be leading this conversation. Like Elizabeth said, there'll be lots of space for questions. So if you do have any questions at any point, feel free to raise your hand and let me know. All right, without ado, let's get started. So our agenda today. Hello, like I said, my name is Anna. You have Elizabeth right back there. We're going to get into our ORCA region overview. Has anyone heard of an ORCA card before? Oh, pros. I love it. I love it. Okay, great. And then we're going to get into some key destinations that you might want to visit. And I've kind of laid out how to get to those few places. After that, we're going to go into some extra helpful tools that are beyond our transportation system. And then just quickly how to pay your fare. And then our Q&A at the end where we can really get into some of those questions. All right. ORCA. ORCA is this little card right here. Yours might look a little different, but that's an ORCA card at the bottom. What's great about the ORCA cards is they work throughout our entire region. We have Kitsap County up here. We have Pierce County down here, all the way down to Tacoma. So you can go from Everett down to Tacoma. You can get across the Sound to Vashon Island, Bremerton, Kitsap County, all of those different places. And all of these transit systems can all be used with one ORCA card. So you can get really far with one ORCA card, which is really cool. Not everyone knows that. Now you know. Another great thing about our system is with your one Orca card, you can get on all of these different kinds of transit. A lot of us see these metro buses that are purple and yellow, orange maybe, throughout Seattle, but there's also a bunch of different buses that you can use your Orca card to get onto. There's those double-decker ones from Sound Transit, our rapid ride buses, really all of these. We also have a lot of different types of rail. Has anyone been on the Seattle streetcar? Yes, love it. Okay, great. Yeah, that's a great one. We also have our monorail, which is really fun. Have you guys been on that one? Feels like a Disney ride. You're like, wow. And then we have our Sounder train. Has anyone been on that one? Goes pretty far. Yeah, it goes all the way down to Tacoma and then all the way up to Everett. And then we have all of our different types of boats. We have fast ferries, which you can walk onto. You can get to Vashon Island, to Bremerton, plenty of places. And then we also have our Washington State ferries, which you can drive a car into, which is very cool. So yeah, just wanted to highlight all the wonderful things that your Orca card can do. So paying your fare. There's a couple ways to pay for your fare on the bus, the ferry, whatever. The first is an Orca card. Orca card is the best, and I'm going to tell you why. If you get on, I don't want to make this too complicated. If you get on the Link light rail, have you guys been on the light rail before? Great. Okay, you're taking the light rail, and then you're going to hop on a bus to get to your last place. If you're not using an Orca card, you're going to have to pay for your Link ticket, and then you're going to have to pay for your bus ticket. With your Orca card, it's the same ticket because it uses all of those different modes. So that's why we love the Orca card. If not, you can also use cash, or you can use a card at the ticket machines, which is shown here. Or if you're into apps on your phone, you can give the Transit Go app a try. That's how you can buy a ticket on your phone as well. All right, so our key destinations, so we're going to learn how to get to together. I'm sure a lot of you are pros already. So the first thing we're going to check out is the airport. It's my favorite Link ride ever. Then we're going to talk about how to get to Bellevue Square Mall. Do we have any shoppers here? I'm a shopper. And then we're going to talk about how to get to the Pacific Northwest Ballet and the opera. And then anywhere else that you might want to go, let me know at the end. So my favorite way to figure out how to get to where I need to go is Google Maps. Does anyone have Google Maps downloaded on their phone already? Great. This is the best tool, surprisingly, for transit. So you're going to type in where you want to go. For us, that's going to be Seattle Tacoma International Airport. And then usually on your phone, it's going to have this one highlighted, which is the car. 17 minutes to drive there, super quick. But for a lot less money, you can take this transit button. So if you're on your phone, it'll automatically show up with this one. But right next to it is this transit button. You click that, and you click this first option. It'll tell you exactly how to get there. You're going to walk 17 minutes to Symphony Station. Then you're going to stay on this for 11 stops or 36 minutes. And then you're going to get off at the Seattle Tacoma Airport Station. So Google Maps is really my favorite way to help you figure out where to go. What did you say? Oh yeah, you could. It's only 5 hours if you wanted to walk, or if you wanted to bike. Only an hour and a half, really. But this train icon in Google Maps is a really, really helpful tool. Okay, so let's get into it for the airport. So to get to the airport, we're using the Link. The Link comes every 8 minutes or every 15 minutes, depending on when it's if it's busy time or not busy time. But not busy time is after 7 p.m. or before 6 a.m., I'd say. It is open from 4:30 a.m. till 1 a.m. So hopefully that'll get you where you need to go. And for me, that would cost $3. But if you have a special senior card, it's only $1 to take that Link to the airport. So cheap. It's fantastic. Does anyone have any questions about the Link? Okay. How you're going to get there. So for us, the closest stop is going to be the Symphony Station. And it's an 11-minute walk from here, which is kind of a lot, but we'll get into that more later. That's right. Okay, you're a pro. I like this. Yes. So you can scroll down it. It'll give you another option for how to bus to Symphony Station. You could, yeah? Yep. Another tip. Yes, you can take the escalators down in the convention center to get here. You could also Uber or taxi just to this station, and that's going to be a really cheap taxi ride. All right, let's see. Yeah, so you're going to walk 11 minutes, taxi, take the escalators, take the 2 bus down to the Symphony Station on Seneca and 3rd. Then you're going to get on the link in the Angle Lake direction. And then you're going to ride 11 stops or 36 minutes to the SeaTac Airport Station. And then, has anyone done this? There's quite a long, yeah, okay, you all got it. There's quite a long walk to get from the airport station to the actual airport. It's like, this says 10 minutes. But there is a free shuttle. Have you guys taken that too? It's like a little bus guy. It's never, I'll let them know. It's a long walk. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll let them know. What's that? Link station. That's fantastic. I love this. And you can order a wheelchair there? Is that what you said? Wow. You guys, this is fantastic. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So this is my favorite way to get to the airport. We're going to look for improvements on that little shuttle bus for that 10-minute walk. But yeah. Oh, great. I think our next destination is the Bellevue Square Mall. You guys been here before? Fantastic. I love it. So the best way to get there is the Sound Transit bus, Express Bus 550. Has anyone been on this bus before? I love it. All right, this bus comes every 12 minutes again during those busier times and every 30 minutes during those less busier times. It runs from 6 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. And again, it's $3 or $1 with that senior fare. Let's check it out. This comes from Union and 5th. I do not have the map up here, but can you guys picture where that is? Beautiful. It's going to be about a 10-minute walk. So again, you can Uber, you can taxi, you can do that walk. Oh my goodness, this is not up to date. Oh, well, I think if you ignore step 2, it's correct. Because I remember they were all 11 stops. It was very interesting. The next one is 2. So you're going to get on the Sound Transit bus 550, and you're going to ride 11 stops or 32 minutes. Sorry, ignore this number 2. This is wrong. We're going to jump to 3. And you're going to get off at 4th and 105th Street Northeast, and that is where the Bellevue Square Mall is. It's just kitty corner to the bus stop, so you'll be able to see them all right from the bus stop. Very close. Any questions on this? Yes. Ooh, Mercer Island Park and Ride stops there as well. Ooh, yes. Okay, Mercer Island has some fun shops too. What else? Union on the north side. There you go. I was like, I can look it up on Google Maps again. But that's where that is. That's a good question. Yeah. It's not. Yes. Yep. The transit station. Yes, there is still a bus transit place. I'm not sure. It does. I was like, I can look it up again. Let's see. Bellevue Square. Yeah, this is a really great bus. It's speedy, which I like. Yeah, the number 2 is incorrect. It didn't update. All right, moving on. Our next destination. Has anyone been to the ballet or opera? It's fantastic. I just saw they released their new catalog for the next year. We are going to take Metro bus number 2. Sounds like we have some number 2 riders already. This bus comes every 10 minutes during rush hour or every 25 minutes, not during rush hour. It is, again, 6 a.m. until 12:30 a.m. The cost for me would be $2.75 or $1 for a senior fare. And how we're going to get there is we're going to walk 3 minutes to Seneca and Terry. Then we're going to get on the number 2 bus going west. Ride 11 stops. See, again, 11 stops. And then, or about 22 minutes to First Avenue and Mercer Street. And then you can walk those 5 minutes to McGraw Hall where those performances are. So pretty easy one. A lot less walking than the other 2. Okay, we're getting some potential information that a block before might be good. Yeah. What? Yeah, she just said that sometimes getting off the stop before this one, so riding only 10 stops, might be a bit less walking, if that's more your speed. Yes, beautiful. These are the things you learn if you do it. I like this, group sharing. This is good. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. We're going to talk about some other helpful tools. The first is the solid ground downtown circulator, which I will talk about in a minute. The Hide Free Shuttle, which I also have another slide on. Uber, Lyft, taxis, those are a really great way to help you get to those bus stops that are a little bit further away, but without paying the cost of the entire route. So you can just pay it's probably like $5 to get from here to the bus stop. You do? Wow. Wow, you guys. This is awesome. You can get so far.
I didn't want to jump in too quick, but that is correct. As we're looking at these options, and we have a very knowledgeable group of attendees today, which is fantastic to see. As a reminder, too, if these are down on like the Symphony Station, down on 3rd Avenue, always remember the Uber, Lyft, and taxi reimbursements. I know several residents in here that use these regularly, but if you have any neighbors that do not know about that, that is a great option to be able to get to one of the transit stations for our $15 taxi, Lyft, and Uber reimbursement. So, and we will be speaking about that on our informational fair on Wednesday this week, but that is a great point that some of these can be offset by that reimbursement for rideshare.
Great ad, Brian. You guys, that is fantastic. The next thing is called the One Bus Away app. This is a cool app that gives you the most up-to-date information on where your bus is. So it'll let you know if your bus is 1 minute late, 2 minutes late, a few minutes early. And that's what this girl is looking at in the photo. But you just click on the bus stop that you're at, and it will let you know when your bus is about to show up. The other one is the Find a Ride website. Has anyone ever used this website? It's newer. So you can check that out. It's just findaride.com. And then Metro Access is Metro's version of specialty bus door-to-door type service. It's a little complicated, and so it's not my favorite, but we'll talk about it later. It essentially just you have to go to speak to a doctor at Harborview, and they have to approve you, and then there's a whole process, which is why it's not my favorite, but we'll get into it. Okay, the downtown or solid ground downtown circulator is a one-way fixed loop that goes Monday through Friday, stops right near you at Virginia Mason. That number's it's unfortunately a blurry picture, but stops right over here. And it will take you over to Harborview, down to, oh goodness, I can barely read this. Oh, over here. It's like, I think this is Yesler. Down to Yesler, and then down on First Ave. So if you're trying to go to Pike Place Market, that could be fun. If you wanted to go, anywhere down there, that's a good way to get there as well. This one here? Oh, that is, I believe it's boron. Thank you. Sorry. Is there a number on the bus? It is a special, it's like a short bus. It's white. And the stops have a downtown circulator, solid ground circulator, little sign near it. How often? This bus just comes, it doesn't actually say because it's a fixed loop. My guess would be every 20 minutes or so. But it just continues on this loop all day, which is pretty cool. If you got it at Virginia Mason, it would continue down Boren, and then it would turn onto Jefferson. Thank you, team. And would get you around down Yesler, and then down to First Ave. And then it goes all the way up to Baxter. Oh, Battery. Yeah, you're right. So this is a really helpful tool. Yes. Yes. This is anyone who's 55 and older or low income. So, yeah. You catch it at these little numbers right here. So for you all, that would be at Virginia Mason on Boren and trying to read my map. yeah, I believe that's Seneca right there. Yes, right at the emergency entrance. Yes. Wonderful. It's a very cool service. But again, it's fixed loop, so you're just going to have to sit on it until it makes the halfway back. Just how it's going to go. But it's free. You just show up and get on. The Hyde Free Shuttle is also very cool. It gets you around like your neighborhood, which for them is First Hill, Capitol Hill, and Central District. You can schedule a day in advance and it'll pick you up right at the front steps here. And you'll get a call or a text when they're here for you. And you just let them know where you want to go and they will get you anywhere in that area. It's available Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Again, it's available to anyone who is, I believe, 60 or older for this one. And it's free, which is great. Very cool. I will have more information on with the phone number after this if you want to talk about it, but you can also look up Hyde Free Shuttle on the website, and it should be the first thing that pops up. All right. So we talked about what an Orca card is, what you can go on with an Orca card. We talked about how to pay your fare, again, using cash, why it's great to use that Orca card, and then the senior card. We talked about how to get to the airport, Bellevue Square Mall, and McCaw Hall, and then about those alternative options and tools. Elizabeth, do you want to jump in with anything?
Awesome. So we talked a lot about where you can go once you have an Orca card. But we also want to make sure you know how to get an Orca card. So this afternoon from 1 to 3 p.m., there is going to be an Orca neighborhood pop-up, which is one of the few places and times that Orca is coming to you. So an Orca senior card means that all of your trips on all of the buses, the light rail, are all just $1 flat, which is great value. It's a 2/3 reduction in fare, especially as in September, all of the buses will be going to $3 flat instead of $2.75. So you're getting even more of a discount there. And that's for anyone who's 65 or older. Now, usually you have to go to the King County Metro offices to get a senior Orca card. That's on 4th and Jackson. We're happy to give that information as well. But you all are super lucky that today they are coming. If you do not have a senior Orca card already, maybe if you have already just a regular Orca card, now would be a good time to get enrolled in senior. So you're making sure you're not paying as much as you could be. They're going to be coming here from 1 to 3 p.m. Did you question? Yes, today.
Today, right here.
Today, right here from 1 to 3 p.m.
In this room. We scheduled it just for you.
We also have an event on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we will also be here. King County Metro will be here. Sound Transit will be here. HopeLink will be here, and the Seattle Department of Transportation. That is where you're going to be able to get all of your resources. And there's going to be people from all of those different departments. If you have specific questions on how you can like use those different services, they're also going to have like swag and other pieces of information there. That'll be fun, and we'll be here.
You're a pro.
You can absolutely do one online. There is right now a relatively significant wait online. It takes usually like 6 to 8 weeks for it to get mailed to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does come. Auto.
Yes.
So I have a very old or a senior card, right? Is there any reason I need to replace that phone?
Nope. You do not. So the question was, you have an old version of an Orca card, an old senior card. Do you need to update it? I know like there was the little black card was shown on the screen, and many of you may have a blue card. That was just a rebrand. They work exactly the same. You don't, if it's still working, then you don't need to change it.
I understand there's a Orca app for your iPhone, but I also understand that you cannot have both the card and the app. Is that still true?
Yes, that is still true.
And why?
So I ask this question all the time. So there is an app. Actually, it is only for Android and Google phones. You cannot put your Orca card on an iPhone yet. And that's very frustrating. But also, you can only choose one or the other if you're putting it on your phone. And that's because if you have a lot of people have a prepaid Orca card from their employer. So like me, Anna, William, our employer is like, unlimited, here's your Orca card. If I could put it on my phone and also have a card, I could theoretically give my boyfriend my Orca card, and then he could tap my employer prepaid pass infinite times, and I also would have it on my phone. So you basically get 2 for 1, which for me personally is not a huge problem. But from the King County Metro wanting to, have people pay for the buses, that's the philosophy behind it. Yeah, stripes.
Right here first.
Yeah.
I love maps, and I would love to have that second slide that you showed that had the maps for each area. How do I get that?
Is it this one?
No, the very second slide that you showed.
I got you. We're going. Here we go.
That one.
Isn't it beautiful?
We can absolutely bring printouts of all of these on Wednesday. We can email them to Brian, and then he can have them for you as well.
But they're great maps, aren't they? They're cool.
Got one more right here with Kate.
Just in case you don't get your Orca card here, I took the trolley from Broadway and to the Washington Department of Transportation office in Pioneer Square. And so it was a great little trip. And then I got my Orca card in the office, and it didn't take the 6 or 8 weeks that it is online.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. That's a great question. The question was, is the Orca card only for King County or this region? So it is only the Puget Sound region at this moment. So it's King, Pierce, Snohomish, Kitsap, Thurston County.
Nice.
And I don't think it's all the way to Island County yet. But so it is just this region. They have a very complicated share of fare system where their revenues kind of go all together. So that's who it serves currently. Certainly, if anyone is visiting, it's not restricted to people who live in those counties, but you it's only works on those transportation. So like a good example, it doesn't work on the Amtrak or
It doesn't work on Greyhound.
it does not work on Greyhound or on the San Juan Islands.
It does work on the Washington State area. Yes.
Okay, clarify what's going on this afternoon, since none of us knew that there was going to be something happening. So where's it going to be? What times? Please clarify.
From 1 to 3 o'clock today, at the conclusion of this presentation, I will be pulling out some tables for anyone that wanted to ask some questions about today's presentation, or anyone that wanted to enroll in a senior Orca card today on site at Horizon House. We felt that was a very advantageous reason to have 2 separate days of transportation information to the community. 1, to be able to allow you to ask any questions after today's presentation, and 2, if anyone wanted to enroll in senior Orca here at Horizon House. Wednesday, about 48 hours from now, is going to be a more open forum fair. Many of us in this room actually came through the resident transportation fair that we had about a month and a half ago. And that was actually the deciding factor to have another one specifically for residents. For anyone that didn't know, about a month ago, we had a transportation fair for staff. Folks like myself, I come from Mukilteo every day, and with some of the parking changes coming up, I'm looking at alternative modes of transportation. We actually had a good turnout of residents come through our staff transportation fair. So we said, you know what? I think we should do this again, specifically for our residents. So that is what Wednesday will be. Just like Elizabeth mentioned, several members of Seattle transportation organizations will be here on site. It'll be very open to come at your own leisure to get information. We will be having extra handouts for everyone that does come. I know we all have busy schedules, so if you're not here Wednesday, we will be able to get that information to you. Please feel free to reach out to myself. And on Wednesday, we've invited Jess from Concierge to be at the table with Brian Holtz and myself. So Jess will be a great resource after Wednesday as well. And it looks like we have some questions on what I just shared.
Will the Orca card be available
Wednesday? The question is, will the Orca card enrollment be available Wednesday? And right now, it is not going to be available Wednesday. Just today, that's all we could swing. Yes. I think the question is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is today, if you were to bring your Orca card, would you be able to read the balance that you have on your Orca card currently? Is that accurate? And concurrently, would we be able to add money to our Orca account today? Mm-hmm. We would be able to do that online, and we should have some resources here today to help guide you through those steps. But we could, some of those actions that you mentioned, we could do at any time if you are enrolled into the Orca program. But we could help answer some of the specific questions on how you can do that. There's several different ways.
They can do it for you today.
And they can, yep, and they can help you with that today. Yes. And one more question in the back. I will repeat the question. Do we need any personal identification? That's a good question.
That is a great question. You do need some type of form of ID just to confirm your age. And your name, yes.
I would assume you're actually.
I think you may need your your legal license of some kind.
Passport.
Passport would check all the boxes.
Passport, driver's license, ID card, something that has your name and your date of birth on it.
Yes, I'll go front to back.
Well, I just wanted to tell everybody that in addition to being reimbursed for Lyft and taxi and all, you could be reimbursed up to $35 for money you put on your Orca card, which is something I learned recently. Yeah, you have to have some documentation, like a screenshot. I mean, like if you add your money online, a screenshot of your payment, take it to Jess, and they'll give you $35 back per month.
Starting to see why Jess was invited, huh?
Yeah.
Do we have a question? Ronnie had one for us.
I wanted to make sure in connection with the question that Anna asked, now she's gone, that everybody knows that you can arrange your Orca card so that when the amount on it, when the balance falls below a certain amount, it automatically adds to it from your checking account or your savings account or whatever it is that you specify. And that's the easiest way, really, to add money to your card. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to specify that in your record. The other actual question I have, I understand that we can use the Orca card on all of these means of transport, but it isn't a free connection to some places. Like if you're taking the bus down to the ferry terminal and then you get on the ferry, you have to pay the ferry cost in addition. And in how many instances is that? I mean, if you go from bus to light rail, is it the same $1 for both of those?
You do have to tap every time, but it does not always take the same amount. So the first ride that you do, it's going to take that full amount. So if you get on, and the thing is, if you have a senior Orca card, it's always $1. But if you get on the Link Light Rail, it will take $1 off your Orca card. You have then 2 hours from that time to use it as a transfer, and that transfer will only take anything that's like a higher amount. So if you get on any sort of bus or walk on ferry, it will not take another $1 because you've already paid $1. If you got on a Washington State ferry, that is the only time that it will take more money within 2 hours, because the Washington State ferries run on a slightly different system. So it will cost a little more. But again, Washington State ferries are the car ferries. Oh, and Kitsap ferries are being included in that starting October 1st, I believe. September 1st, soon.
Yeah, so the walk-on ferries right now, there's a slightly different fee because reduced fare is not included on the water taxis. But starting September 1st, so 5 days, then the water taxi will also be $1 if you have that reduced fare senior Orca card. And so then your transfers will be free because it's anything that's of equal or lesser value. Yeah.
The light rail, monorail?
On the monorail, you can use your Orca card. It is a $2 ride on the monorail. I do think that is also another switch that is happening in the fare changes that are coming on September 1st, that they are reducing that down to make it the same for those reduced fare costs as well. They're really trying to make all of the reduced fare the same cost, all of the standard fare the same cost, so those transfers are easy.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I will. So one of the great things about Commute Seattle is that we are none of the agencies, but we talk to all of them all the time. So I really appreciate your feedback. And so I will definitely pass along the that it could be clearer of where to tap the card. And that is something that you can definitely talk to us as well after this presentation, as we're here for questions. And also on Wednesday, like I said, we're none of the agencies. We can't control any of the things, but we have, like y'all were saying about the shuttle going at the Port of Seattle that runs the airport. We have meetings with them regularly about transportation. And part of why we want to be here is that we want to be able to advocate on behalf of you all and make sure that your feedback is getting to those agencies.
I have a question. And one thing I wanted to highlight that I did not speak on just a moment ago. Wednesday will be from noon to 3 p.m. here in Anderson Hall, noon to 3 p.m. If I have a spouse here with me at Horizon House and I wanted to enroll my spouse today in the senior Orca program, but my spouse was not able to come downstairs today and I brought their ID, would I be able to enroll my spouse without them present today?
I'm not sure. We will ask the King County Metro people when they get here. I would guess not, but I don't know.
We will find the answer to that question because there's some residents that can't come down today to enroll, and if a spouse was able to enroll them, we'll find the answer to that question and do so if possible. Yes. I should have got a microphone runner for me.
I just got a couple of things to share. If you lose your Orca card, you can go online and get it stopped.
Yes.
And for $2 or $3, they'll send you a new one. And I've lost my Orca card so many times, it's ridiculous. So I finally put it in my purse, and I just tapped my purse to the little thing. So I'm not losing this. So I just thought I'd share that in case anybody else has their Orca card in their same pocket with their handkerchief like I usually do.
Do we have Barbara? Do you have a question?
Here in the back there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I have a postscript to that story. I go to the UW frequently, and so I got off the link rail and realized that I didn't have enough money to go home. So I called Metro, and they put the money on. So great service.
Good.
Awesome. We will pass that along as well. That is a great point. You can always call the King County Metro customer service line. They've been super, super helpful when I've called them in getting things loaded. If you've lost your Orca card, there's a lot of different things that can happen, and they can connect you to the right person.
Thought I had one more over here.
I now and then go over to Alki and on the bus, and a lot of those bus stops aren't open anymore. Is that a temporary situation? Do you know? Can you advocate for getting them back?
Absolutely. So I'm now blanking on what route that is, but my dad lives right by there, so I'm very familiar with it. That closure occurred during COVID, and there's not any current plans to reopen that line that goes along Alki. It was determined that there was not enough usage, but I know there is the West Seattle Chamber of Commerce has been talking with a lot of their businesses down on Alki and some of the schools down there as well to advocate for getting bus service back to those areas because there really is no circulator along Alki anymore. And that's a huge area, despite there not being, I think they were not a ton of people live there, which potentially not a ton of people live there, but a lot of people go to those areas. So there's definitely a lot of advocacy going on. Don't know if there's any current plans to reopen that line, but I certainly would like there to be.
Any other questions at the moment?
You said the Orca card is good in Whatcom County. So it's good for Olympia?
It's not all the way good up to Whatcom. So Whatcom is the line of where it no longer works. So not up in Bellingham and not in... but they do have currently a pilot going on down in Olympia of free transit. So all of their buses on inner city. Thank you. Inner city transit are all free at the moment.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I'll just do a quick closing on my behalf. I just want to say thank you to you both for being here today. I'd also like to thank Jess in Concierge. She's been doing a lot of work researching some of the changes in transportation that not only happened in the Puget Sound region, but that happened here in Seattle. I'd also like to thank Brenda and our human resources team that has put me in contact with Commute Seattle, as well as Brian Holtz, who's been very helpful in getting some of the changes implemented. I hope everybody learned something today. I definitely did. We want to be here to help support all of you all. So hopefully if you didn't learn anything today, maybe you could be a resource for some of your neighbors about how Seattle does have a wonderful transportation setup. I know that I worked in healthcare, as many of you know, in 6 different states. Seattle was the first city I lived in that I felt I could work in healthcare and reliably get to and from work at all hours of the day through public transit. Western Wyoming, I couldn't do that. So thank you for being here. I hope everybody learned something, and we will be hanging around the room. I see some of our other folks that are here. I'll be getting some chairs out of the way, but if you're interested in enrolling in Senior Orca, it sounds like once you're enrolled, you can really customize your rider plan for what you do. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you two very much.
Thank you all. I will say you have been the most transit educated audience that I have presented to yet. So thank you all. Thank you all.